Hello, my beautiful selfish babes. It is your girl Olenike Osi here with another lovely selfish talk where we just talk about things self-love. And if you don't know me, my name is Vanessa, also known as Olenike Osi, and I am a self-love manifestor teaching all women around the world, including myself, how to selfishly and authentically love ourselves, as well as making sure that we are accountable for the change and the creation in our life. Hey, beautiful selfish babe, thank you for joining. So today's selfish talk is the FYI on toxic relationships. You could be in one and not even know it, and how to leave and let them go. This was a topic that was requested by the selfish babes in the Facebook group. So I wanted to make sure that I answered the request. Hey, Crystal girl. I want to make sure that I answered the request. And if you guys have more topics or more selfish talks or just ideas where you feel like you need a little bit more advice or help in a certain area that's affecting your self-love, always let me know. Comment them in the group, post them in the group, let me know, so then I can do a selfish talk on them. So yeah, the FYI on toxic relationships and how you can even be in one and not even know it. So today I was at the salon, I was getting my hair done, and we were talking relationships a little bit. And I think there's some ladies out there that are in, hey, Miss Coleman, that are in toxic relationships and they don't even know it. And I feel like because it feels so normal and comfortable to them, they don't realize that they are in a toxic relationship. And I think that's extremely unhealthy. It's extremely unhealthy for your mind, spirit, and body to be in a toxic relationship, especially when you don't even know it. Because when you don't even know it, it's like being abused and not really knowing you're being abused, but your body and your spirit kind of knows it. Hey, Miss Melissa, but your body and your spirit, knows it, but you're not aware of that. And that energy that you are taking on by your abuser or by that person that you are with, that toxicity that you are taking on, that affects your health. And so I'm going to give an example. If you are currently in a relationship with somebody and that person seems to be a very pessimistic person, when I say pessimistic, I mean anything that you mention. Anything that you mention just has to have some kind of negative exclamation, negative response back, just anything. It could be like, whoa, it looks like such a great day today. Oh, but it may rain later. I mean, just anything. Anything that you say is just like, why did you say that? I have a comeback for this. This is the negative side of this, blah, 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 blah. If you are currently in a relationship where you feel like you're always being kind of attacked, or anything that you say is kind of put down, or any idea that you give is kind of put down, then you're probably in a toxic relationship. And you're like, oh, well, that's how he or she is, that's just their personality, blah, blah, blah. Okay, if that's their personality, why do you put up with that personality? Why are you putting up with somebody that's always putting you down? Or why are you always putting up with somebody that always has a negative response to something, right? And for you being in that situation, you may feel like, oh, that's just a normal thing. That's just how they are. But I think that's in your head. That's the story that you're giving that person. You're saying, hey, it's okay. That's just how they are. And that may really be how they are. And that's completely fine. But why are you still there? Why are you still putting yourself through that? And maybe even kind of giving excuses for that person for how they are, because now for you, it's an excuse for you to stay. Oh, that's just how they are. I can stay with them because that's just their personality. So for me, I feel like there's a lot of women out there that there are people in toxic, abusive relationship where the person puts them down. They call them names. They put their dreams down. They don't even give them any type of motivation. And they're in a relationship trying to build something. And for me, if you're in a relationship trying to build something, and every time you're trying to build something and a person tears it down, for me, that's not a relationship. For me, that's a toxic. It is a relationship. It's a toxic relationship. And so when I see women in those types of toxic relationships, they talk about them. They may say something about them, but they're still in the relationship. And my thing is, why are you still in the relationship if that's what's going on? And then it doesn't have to just relate to relationships regarding lovers. Like, you don't have to be in a loving or a lover relationship, a romantic relationship. You could be in a relationship where it's just a friendship. And let's say you are in a friendship with somebody and you're talking with that person, and literally any idea you give out, anything that you say is put down, put to the dirt. Everything has a negative response. It's just a cloud of negativity over the person. That's another toxic relationship. Maybe you're somebody that's always paying out of pocket for somebody. Maybe somebody's always calling you because they always need you for something, like any little thing. That person needs you and needs you and needs you. And it's like, whoa, what if you didn't exist? What would happen to that person? That's a toxic relationship as well, because all of these relationships that I'm giving examples of, they are taking your energy. They are pulling at your energy. They are taking. And so if you're in a relationship where you feel like you are not being fulfilled, you're not giving energy to thrive, you don't feel like you're being motivated, you don't feel like they don't plant any sunshine in your life, right? All they're giving you is rain clouds all day. You're going to drown in rain because you need some sun at some point. You need some sunshine in your life. You need that good energy in your life. So if all that person does is rain, or take from you, that is not a relationship that you want to be in, because that's not a healthy relationship. That's a relationship, but it's a toxic relationship. And so if you are noticing that you have those people around you, it's really time to start analyzing that. Really start analyzing your relationship and start taking responsibility in your relationship. Because I can be on here right now and I could say, oh, this person, oh my God, they're in my life and it's a toxic relationship. But you need to take responsibility because you are in the relationship too. It's not a one-sided relationship. Oh, I'll ask Miss Alicia. I will answer that question at the end. Miss Alicia asks, would I consider a relationship with someone who only wants to be friends with benefits a toxic relationship? I'm going to remember that, but if I do not remember before I get off, please ask it again because I will answer you. I just want to finish this really quickly. But you cannot, like, even though these are relationships that you are in, they're a relationship because even though that person may be taking from you, you're still allowing that person to take from you. You're still being in that relationship. And so this is where the accountability and the responsibility comes in as selfish babes. Why are you in the relationship still? I mean, it's as simple as asking yourself that question. Why am I still in this relationship? Why am I allowing this person to take from me? Why am I allowing this person to feel like they need me and to give to them, and I'm not receiving anything back? Because we could sit back all day and we could be like, whoa, that's a toxic person. Whoa, that's a toxic person. Whoa, that's a negative person. But you need to sit back and look at yourself. This is where self-reflection, and this is where we have our mirror, where we look at ourselves, right? And then we take responsibility as why we are in those relationships, because the relationship just did not stumble upon you. Life is not happening to you. You are making choices every single day, whether it's just sitting in a relationship and not saying anything, because that is a choice. Sitting in a relationship and not saying anything is a complete choice, because you have the choice to leave. You have the choice to not speak to that person. You have the choice to end that relationship. So if you're still there in the relationship, that is your choice. You are actively choosing to be in the toxic relationship. You are actively choosing to be abused. And I know that may sound a little effed up when I say that, because we still have a choice. Some people's situations may be a little bit more tougher than others, but we are still having a choice. It's like people that may be in abusive relationships, but they continue to go back and forth with that person because there's a psychological thing going on. It is still a choice. Nonetheless, whether they're going back and forth, it is still a choice, right? And so now the second part, in terms of getting out of the relationship, one question is like, how do I get out of a toxic relationship? Well, yeah, the answer is right there. You just asked, how do I get out of a toxic relationship? You have just found the answer. You have just analyzed your relationship to understand that it is a toxic relationship. So once you have asked yourself and found out that relationship is actually toxic for you, now you have the choice for yourself. Do I want to stay with this person and continue being in this toxic relationship? Or would I rather leave this person, be uncomfortable, not sure what my next move is, but know that I need to leave this relationship? And just decide to leave. You can decide anything in your life at any given moment. Every second of every day, of every hour, of every minute, you have a choice. And I think it's sometimes just getting back to understanding that we have that choice. And I think a lot of times as women, we kind of forget that we have a choice, and we kind of leave the choice with the other person. The other person is choosing for themselves to do what they want for themselves because they care about and they love themselves, even if it means shitting on you. But do you love yourself enough to not be shitted on? That is the question. And if you love yourself enough to not be shitted on, then you move away. You move away from the waterfall of shit. Like, you move away from it, right? So my thing is, we always have an active choice whether or not we want to be in abusive, toxic relationships. It's just being aware of those type of relationships. It's actually analyzing our friendships. For example, you may have some friends in your life. You may want to do an evaluation with your friends every 6 months or every 4 months. Look at your friends that you call your friends and look at your circle and analyze them. Analyze them and see, is this person helping me? Or, do I want them in my circle still? Do I feel like I'm giving too much to this person? And if you feel like that and you feel drained or that you're giving too much to this person, well, maybe they don't need to be your friend anymore. Now, maybe look at the relationship, the romantic relationship that you're in. Maybe every 6 months. How do you feel in that relationship? Are you happy in that relationship? Are you fulfilled in that relationship? Do you feel like you're giving too much of yourself in this relationship? And if you feel like you are giving too much of yourself in the relationship, then maybe it's time to peace out and give yourself back that energy and save that energy for yourself and invest in it in your self-love. And then maybe down the line, you can have another romantic relationship where in that relationship, there's reciprocity where both of you are giving and taking, giving and taking, giving and taking. And it's not just one person taking, or putting you down all the time. So it's really about really being self-aware and aware of your surroundings, aware of the relationships that you are in. Because a relationship is not, like I said, you don't stumble upon a relationship and just stumbled upon being with somebody for 5 years. Like, you don't just stumble upon that. You are actively choosing every single day to be in that type of relationship. So I just want our selfish babes in here to really be aware of the type of relationships and the energy that you are bringing into your life. Life is not happening to you, my love. You are actively deciding what you want in your life every single day. So make sure that what you already have in your life is something that you want. And if it's something that you do not want in your life, then snip, time to go. Let it go, walk away, learn the lesson. Maybe not know your next move, but at least make the move to be out of that energy so that the universe, God, Creator can provide whatever it is that you need for yourself and in your life. Now I'm going to go back to Miss Alicia's question. She asks, would I consider a relationship with someone who only wants to be friends with benefits a toxic relationship? Now, that's where you have to ask yourself, do I only want to be friends with benefits with this person? Do I only want a sexual relationship with this person? And if you can honestly answer yes, I only want a sexual relationship with this person, I understand that if I'm in this sexual relationship with this person, that I'm not going to get hurt because this is exactly what I want. And if this is exactly what you want, then no, I wouldn't consider it a toxic relationship because that's what you want. That's what's going to fulfill you. But if you know at the end of the day that you do not just want to be friends with benefits, or you just do not want a just strictly sexual relationship with somebody, then yeah, it's probably a toxic relationship because you know that's not what you want. You know that you want more than that. But if you don't want more than that, then by all means, you already know what you want and it's not toxic. I think it turns to be toxic when you start lying to yourself and you start actively putting yourself in that type of relationship knowing that you want something more. And then at the end of the day, you end up getting hurt when you really didn't get hurt. You hurt yourself because you put yourself in that situation knowing that that's not what you wanted in the first place. But if it's what you wanted in the first place and it's exactly what you want and you know that for sure, then do you and do what you need to do. And that's completely fine because that's not toxic because you guys are both giving and taking honestly. But when it turns to you not being honest with yourself, then it turns to be a toxic relationship. And Miss Lee, she also said, I just had to kick a friend out of my house because they were toxic to my surroundings. Hey, and that's exactly what it is. And maybe you guys can talk about it later on, why they got kicked out or why you had to kind of move them out of your space. And that's completely fine. Now, that's part of selfishly loving ourselves, because when you start to selfishly love yourself, you are actively aware of your surroundings, you are actively aware of your relationship, and you are actively aware of the energy that everybody gets in your in your personal relationship, as well as the energy that they provide to you and your own personal growth. So yeah, that's what I would say about the selfish talk, the FYI, about toxic relationships. I really just want our selfish babes to really understand that sometimes we put ourselves in these situations and we lie to ourselves about the situation, and we continue to go on and on and on and on with the situation, and then we're just so surprised when shit goes downhill. Don't be surprised, ma'am. This is what you wanted in the first place. If you knew it's not what you wanted, then don't get yourself in this situation. And for me, it's not about blaming yourself. It's not about, damn, oh my God, I did this. I effed up, right? You made a mistake. You made a mistake. Oh, well, what happens when you make a mistake, right? You move on with life. You move forward, and you continue to make other changes and actions in your life to right that. You learned your lesson. So don't get down on yourself about it. I mean, we've all been there. I know I've been there. I've been there a couple of times. And it's not about getting down on yourself. It's just about, what is your next move going to be? Are you going to continue to stay in this type of toxic environment, this toxic relationship? Or are you going to decide to love yourself a little bit more today and decide to move and take action and get yourself out of the relationship, or move your surroundings because you know you don't need to be around in that environment anymore? And I think in being a selfish babe, it's just understanding that you actively create your life. You are actively creating your life. You are actively creating your change. You are actively creating that creativity in your life and that change and that accountability. So please be accountable for yourself and just make the decision. Once you make the decision, then you make the action. So thank you for my lovely, lovely selfish babes for joining me on this quick little selfish talk. If you guys have any questions that you want answered more about this topic, just comment them below and I will definitely answer them today. Letting you guys know we are starting our 5-day Affirming Her challenge starting Monday, December 4th. And it's really about women getting connected with their vaginas, really about women saying yoni/vagina affirmations. So if you want to feel empowered, if you want to feel confident, if you want to release any past vaginal related trauma, then I would suggest participating in this 5-day challenge. We are starting on Monday. I'll be going live every day for 5 days about this. I'll be reading an affirmation from my book, The Power of Looking at Your Yoni. I'm also running a giveaway where I will be giving away a $50 Amazon gift card, 2 luxury body butters, as well as a handwritten thank you from me with 2 personalized affirmations on whatever it is that you need help with in your life. And those are from women that already have my book, The Power of Looking at Your Yoni, for leaving an Amazon review or planning to purchase the book and then leaving an Amazon review. I will be choosing 3 lucky women to receive that. So I'm so excited for that. Thank you, ladies, for joining. And if you guys have any other topics for selfish talks that you want me to talk about, comment them below. I love you, ladies. I hope you guys have an amazing, amazing, amazing evening. Mwah.